This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here with your latest Meteo Mundo forecast on this Saturday. I hope you're having a nice start to your weekend. In this video, we'll talk about, unfortunately, some life-threatening flooding going on right now in portions of Haiti and the Dominican Republic from what was left over of potential tropical cyclone 22. We'll look at that very heavy rain, how it's going to impact the Turks and Caicos and the southeast Bahamas. And then I've got the rest of the weekend forecast through early next week for the entire Caribbean and the Bahamas. So as we get started here at Meteo Mundo, thank you so much for liking the video. And again, right now, potential tropical cyclone 22 certainly brought some heavier rain over Jamaica, but it never really fully developed tropically, all right? Again, I mentioned it the last several days, how this was going to be a big rainmaker for some of these islands. And now we're seeing that very heavy rain over portions of Haiti and the Dominican Republic on this Saturday. We have dried out in places like Jamaica and eastern Cuba. That is good news. It looks like overall Jamaica fared fairly well. I read all the comments from the last video, and look, I'm not surprised in Jamaica how, again, you get some areas that didn't see a lot of rain and everything was just fine, and others that did have some localized flooding. When you're talking about a broad disturbance like this, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have a wide range of rainfall events, and that's what's happening right now in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. But it continues to rain heavily in general, and this is why we have these flooding concerns. First of all, flash flooding in some low-lying and urban areas, but remember, Hispaniola is a very high terrain island, and so life-threatening mudslides go along with this torrential rain. Right now on the Haiti side of this, we continue to see a blow-up of thick clouds, and underneath this there's going to be some good tropical downpours from Port-au-Prince, but especially towards the southern coastline. Lacaille on over towards Jacmel, very heavy rain will continue to flow in from the west and the south, and you can just see the blow-up here on our enhanced satellite imagery, and this is going to be true over the entire island as well. On the southern coastline of the Dominican Republic, anywhere really from Cabo Rojo to Santo Domingo and Boca Chica and Punta Cana, we're going to continue to see this excessive rainfall. Again, it's localized. Not everyone is going to get the flooding rains, but the opportunity, unfortunately, is going to be with us through the remainder of our Saturday. This will continue to slowly track towards the east. We'll get a few downpours in Puerto Rico, but I'm not concerned about at least the widespread flooding. We could have some quick downpours leading to some, localized quick flooding. And then over towards the Turks and Caicos, the rain has been scattered in nature. The wind is picking up in those areas as well. So let's take a look at our future rain. What's going to be happening here over the next 48 hours or so. And I want to back this model up just a couple of hours here. Hopefully it'll start at 1 o'clock. I think it will. So let's take a look here at what the scenario is going to be for the remainder of today and tomorrow. We'll start off in Hispaniola. And again, right now, we continue to see that wet weather drive from west to east. Additional rain will be redeveloping this afternoon, this evening, and overnight as we get into our Sunday. Again, it'll be a little bit more scattered in nature. We are seeing some progress of that broad disturbance moving north and east, but bottom line is the potential for some heavier rain for Haiti and the Dominican Republic will continue at least through tomorrow morning. So it's going to unfortunately add to the potential flooding threat that we're already seeing there. And then this all kind of works its way to the north and to the east fairly quickly. For the Turks and Caicos, again, breezy downpours, but generally speaking, nothing more than that. Again, isolated flash flooding is possible, but it's not a big concern. And that's the same forecast that I have for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Quick downpours are possible with this, but not a lot of rain. That was a GFS. We can take a look at the NAM model as well, just to kind of give you a couple of different scenarios here. And we'll, again, go out until early in the Monday afternoon time frame here. Now, the NAM model is a little bit more aggressive overall in keeping the showers in the forecast a little bit deeper into Sunday and a little bit heavier overall for today as well. You can see that moisture again. There's just a lot of moisture with this system working its way north and east. So we'll continue to monitor the situation. And again, if you live in these areas or you're visiting there, let me know in the comments section below exactly what you're seeing. Always love to hear those ground truth reports, as they say. And again, we're keeping our thoughts with you guys in Hispaniola for the flooding concerns. And this all moves off to the north and to the east again fairly quickly, but through today it is going to be an issue. So let's take a look at the potential rain in this area here. I'm just going to extend this out until tomorrow evening. I think that's probably just fine. And we'll look at the possibility of total precipitation. Now, again, this is additional what has already fallen, okay, from early afternoon Saturday until tomorrow evening, Sunday night. So it does not count what is already on the ground. This is the GFS saying what else is going to fall. Now, again, the GFS is a little bit weaker, if you will, in some of these totals. So it's good to see, but it might be underdoing it a bit. I think more than likely we're going to have more than 1 inch to 2 inches of rain in several other areas. And again, from Lukai off towards the east there, I think we're going to have a little bit heavier rain along the southern coastline of the island because of that ample moisture coming through. So again, Santo Domingo all the way to Punta Cana, we could see some heavier rain there. And obviously it's kicking up surf and sea conditions as well. So another 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain, absolutely possible. Certainly the opportunity for some higher amounts. Notice that, again, we pick up some heavier rain north and east of the Turks and Caicos as this system quickly blasts off to the north and to the east. As far as the wind goes with this, again, we'll see breezy conditions out of this system. We're not going to see a ton of wind. It's not going to be wrapped up anymore. Again, this never became a tropical depression. It never became a tropical storm. But again, the wind field in the mid-levels of the atmosphere is quite strong. It was almost just like this low that developed in the northwest Bahamas in the early part of the weekend. You're going to continue to see strong winds race up towards Bermuda in association with this. And I mentioned this yesterday for Bermuda, very windy conditions today and a core of wind moving through your area for tomorrow as well. So again, getting back to kind of what's happening right now in this area, we'll continue to see heavy rain. It's not going to be, again, a tropical system. There's no threat anymore of developing into a depression or anything like that, but there's still moisture-laden air that is still got to work its way through Hispaniola. And again, you can see that drier air has now worked its way as far east as all of Cuba and Jamaica, so the rain has shut off there, but it's a whole different scenario anywhere off towards the east of that, and a whole different scenario for our friends in Panama and Costa Rica, where some heavier rain continues into those areas. Okay, let's take a look at the weekend forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas as I click this button. And as I do so, I want to thank everyone for being a big supporter of Meteo Mundo. I think after this forecast, we'll be over 7,000 subscribers, and we've only been public for a month and a half. So thank you so much for your support. You know, if we want to keep going, to survive and thrive, we've got to get more subscribers and more views. So thank you so much for subscribing, hitting that subscribe button and like on this video if you're getting something out of these forecasts. All right, let's take a look at what's going to be happening across the Caribbean and the Bahamas and the Western Atlantic Basin. So we see this system moving north and east. Relatively speaking, outside of some heavier rain that I mentioned in Panama and Costa Rica, we've got a pretty nice forecast. What do you say we start off with my friends in the Lesser Antilles and especially up towards the Leeward Islands, from Anguilla on over towards Dominica and Montserrat and Antigua and Barbuda? Hey, you got a nice forecast here, all right? We're looking pretty good. A spotty shower is possible, but many dry hours and locations. So enjoy your weekend. Martinique and Barbados, even back down towards Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago, I'm not expecting a lot of rain. Now, maybe you need the rain. Maybe it's been a bit too hot, but that's not going to be the forecast through Monday. And of course, coming up in subsequent forecasts, we'll take a little bit look deeper into next week. But enjoy the weekend. Should be pretty nice. Now, for the ABC Islands, again, you're generally too far south and east of that moisture axis to get a lot of rain. There's slightly better chance for a couple of showers in the afternoon for Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, but not a lot in the way of any rain for the weekend through Monday. So again, many dry hours and locations. Enjoy it. For the southern side of Central America, you can see the rain developing, especially on the Pacific coastline. We continue with some heavier rain from Panama City all the way towards San Jose. That could lead to some isolated flash flooding. There has been significant rainfall here in Panama and Costa Rica the last several days in association with this moisture plume, you know, this disturbance that we had that's now north and east. But again, just a lot of rich moisture even coming in from the Pacific side. Going to be a relatively dry forecast for the rest of Central America into the Yucatan, Cancun, and Cozumel. A brief shower is possible. Belize City looks good. Tegucigalpa, I think, is going to be dry. Can't rule out a couple of stray showers for our friends in the Cayman Islands. But again, You catch a rogue shower in the afternoon, that'll cool you off if nothing else, but the air is nice and dry here. You kind of get that picture. And behind our non-tropical low, we are looking good for the rest of the Bahamas. As a matter of fact, here for the Bahamas, I'm going to switch over to the HER model here, and we're going to first of all take a look at winds, because again, the winds have been a big story, but the winds are finally beginning to die down some. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still kicking up the sea conditions, especially in the open waters in the Gulf Stream, but relatively speaking, our winds have continued to diminish for Walker's Key and Grand Bahama, and Abaco down towards New Providence and Eleuthera and Andros, all looking pretty good. And again, we're spinning away those winds as everything works its way up to the north and to the east. So relaxing seas, but still, fairly rough conditions. Small craft should exercise caution. Taking a look at what's happening for the rain in your area here over the next 48 hours or so. We'll continue to see the opportunity for a few showers, especially this afternoon in the extreme northwest Bahamas, with a relatively drier Sunday and into Monday. So again, this is future track for the afternoon hours. Nice little cluster of showers possible in Walker's Key. It slips over towards Freeport and Lucaya and Weston there in Grand Bahama, then right across portions of Abaco. Now it fades as it gets off towards the south, but take a look at Nassau here as we get into the afternoon hours tomorrow. There'll be some rain, so can't rule out a couple of showers this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon, but they're moving fairly quickly as well, so they're not going to be sitting on top of one area very long, and certainly not enough rain to cause any real flooding concerns there. Okay, let's get back over to some rain in other areas here. But again, I think we've covered almost everyone. We mentioned Puerto Rico already as well. And again, for my friends in Jamaica, we're looking pretty good. So biggest concern over the next 24 hours will be for Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. Obviously, the concern is going to be the potential for some heavier rain continuing in those areas. And again, especially on this NAM model, just want to show that to you one more time. When I extend this out, you're just going to continue to see some pretty wet weather here through the remainder of the afternoon and into the early evening hours. So that's going to be the big concern for us here, is the amount of rain that could still fall and what has already fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing in some areas. Dangerous mudslides are a possibility in those areas. And then everything shifts off fairly quickly north and east as we get into Sunday. So hopefully that heavy rain will come to an end. Now, outside of these forecast videos, again, we're everywhere on social media, and we appreciate all the support we've gotten on our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Facebook pages. The number of followers and subscribers have jumped up by leaps and bounds lately. And again, you want the newest information, kind of snippets of the forecast, you can find us there. And you can always send us pictures and videos to myMediaMundo@gmail.com. Friends, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thank you again for liking and subscribing. I hope you have a great Saturday and the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.